which is in the name of Deputy Tommy Broughan. 30 seconds to introduce.
Thanks, Cathaoirleach. Minister, I think I brought this to your attention in relation to JobPath, and I know we've had a discussion earlier on today about the operation of JobPath and the fact that obviously people are selected, I think, by your department on a random basis and sent in our area, I think, to CTEC training, isn't it? But the particular problem that arose in relation to second-level teachers in particular, but other teachers also, in that being required to pursue a JobPath training activation, and yet being dependent, being effectively casual workers and being dependent for, on substitute work in different schools, and having all the work, teaching preparatory work, the usual, being available for work at literally a few days, maybe a day's notice. So, thanks, Cathaoirleach.
The key objective of activation policy and labour market initiatives is to assist job seekers to secure work and achieve financial self-sufficiency. Ideally, this will be in the preferred profession or field of work of the unemployed job seeker, but this can't always be the case. In particular, people who have been unemployed for a long period of time should be open to preparing for and taking up employment in occupations and sectors outside their preferred field of work. This applies to people from all backgrounds, trades and professions. All of the job seekers referred to JobPath have been registered as unemployed and have had a live claim for at least 12 months by definition. On referral to JobPath, or JobPath service provider rather, they are assigned a personal employment advisor who works with them to identify potential employment opportunities and support them in overcoming any barriers to employment. This may include, depending on the individual, the provision of training in job search and interview skills, or indeed certain vocational skills. In addition, JobPath service providers will tailor their approach to accommodate and support people, such as teachers, who can secure part-time or short-notice substitution work. Accordingly, participation in JobPath shouldn't hinder people from taking steps necessary to secure work in their chosen field. In addition, participants in JobPath who secure employment continue to receive support for at least 3 months and up to 12 months while in employment. During this period, the JobPath service providers actively support people to move on to another job if such a move provides a better outcome for them. It should be noted that the fees paid to JobPath service providers are dependent on sustained employment outcomes. Given this payment model, the suitability of employment for the job seeker is a key factor in ensuring that the jobs are sustained. If people aren't placed in suitable jobs, they won't stay in them, and therefore JobPath service providers won't get paid. It's therefore an inbuilt incentive in the contract model to encourage the service providers to find the best fit between the job seeker skills and the aspirations and employment opportunities to which they are directed.
Thank you, Minister. Deputy Broughan, 1 minute, please.
Thanks, Cathaoirleach. Yeah, well, can I just ask you, Minister, why did you perhaps seek to agree a protocol with, different professions where people are in casual employment as part of their training, and in this case, perhaps through INTO, ASTI and TUI trade unions? The purpose of JobPath, the 60,000 I think you referred to in one of your press releases, was to target long-term unemployed. It didn't seem to refer to newly qualified teachers or people who are beginning the process of apprenticeship, if you like, effectively in teaching and going on to become full-time teachers. And some of the notes you sent me on it, and I thank you for your replies on it, but they do seem to be a bit contradictory in that you say there's no restriction on employed teachers taking up short notice substitution, and yet you say job seekers' payment is conditional on a person seeking employment and being willing to take up suitable employment. But by the very nature of teaching, the nature of preparatory work, the nature of these casual workers being on call, to go into class, to do the 300 hours for a second level qualification, JobPath makes it almost impossible for them. And the fact that, that you mentioned there's a rewards-based system for CTEC for the private company, this makes it, I think, extremely difficult for young professionals in training. Thanks.
I suppose I'd like to see a situation whereby a teacher isn't on job seekers allowance. I know there are reasons why it is. Some relate to pay, others relate to the fact that there are irregular hours depending on what subjects the person teaches and so on. But I'm hoping we'll get to the point sooner rather than later where there are more permanent contracts for teachers and better pay for teachers, and this issue wouldn't arise in the first place. What the provider does inform us is that they are willing to offer engagement and appointment times in the early evening, which would be after school hours, and obviously that then shouldn't be a problem for a teacher to do their engagement at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 5:30, as the case may be. Not sure how many teachers have been referred to JobPath, but I'll check that out, and if it's a significant number, I'll certainly give consideration to the Deputy's suggestion that some protocol be arranged with respect to teachers and their unions.
Thank you, Minister. One final minute, Deputy Broughan.
Well, I welcome the Minister's comments, I mean, it is striking. I know again in the replies you sent me that you don't have the direct information on that, and that there does seem to be, certainly with CTEC, an impetus to try to drag people in, place them at all costs. Obviously, the system I think CTEC are operating is the one they operated, didn't they, in the north of the UK for a number of years. Clearly, in relation to, again, to young teachers taking up employment, it does seem to be particularly jarring. So I'd welcome it if you provide that, and if you would organise to discuss it maybe with the relevant professional bodies and trade unions, and see if you can organise so that teachers, young trainee teachers, casual workers, depending on substitution work, that they won't be put in this very difficult position.
Thank you, Deputy Broughan, for your cooperation. One final minute. You're okay? Okay. So we'll move to the next question, which is in